just received the news less than an hour ago that the President Duterte, has withdrawn the Philippines from the ICC. This is, of course, in response to the way the ICC has taken a partisan position. Instead of actually trying to investigate and find out what are the facts around the drug war of President Duterte, they have already made a judgment and are coming to fish for, I suppose, things that they can show to prove that these are extrajudicial killings. And so it's not exactly a surprise, or it's not exactly something that was not expected. And in fairness to the President, it's not, he has been saying that if you continue to behave in this unfair, non-objective, and partisan manner, I will withdraw the Philippines from the ICC. And they had continued, and now he has done exactly that. Kudos to him for standing up for the Philippines, because hindi naman siguro tama, ginaganyan na lang tayo, tinatrato tayo ng mga dayuhan na akala mo naman hindi tayo marunong dito, hindi tayo nakakaintindi, tayong inuutusan kung ano-ano pinagsasabi tungkol sa atin. Hindi na siguro talagang tama yan. Di tama yan, di gagawin nila yung gusto nilang gawin, pero huwag nila sasabihin na kasama tayo, hindi tayo papayag na ay ganun ang trato sa atin, at saka minamata tayo nitong mga puti. It is hard enough to explain to some of these former imperialists that we are a sovereign nation. We are no longer a colony of any one of them. And that we are a mature, sovereign nation with our own ways of doing things, and it is not for them to judge us, because we do not judge them.
Hello, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat mula po dito sa The Hague, Netherlands. Ito po si Sas Rogando, sasot ng For the Motherland Vlog. Kasama si...
from Credit Corp Australia. Nandito po si RJ Nieto, aka Thinking Pinoy. Nagsasabi po ng magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat.
At ito po ang withdrawal method edition ng Can't Talk with Sas Rogando, Sasot and Thinking Pinoy. RJ, bakit nandyan ka ngayon sa Credit Corp Australia?
Hindi, kasi may balita ako, meron sila empleyado na natatarantado sa kanila. Susumbong ko, girl. Isipin mo ba naman, kasi ganito, girl, isa sa mga cornerstone ng Philippine economy, ang BPO. So, kailangan protektahan natin ang BPO industry. Kaya lang, may ibang mga rotten apples ang inaabuso yung kapirasong kapangyarihan na binibigay sa kanila. Isipin mo ba naman?
Ano kapangyarihan yan? Ano kapangyarihan yan?
Ay, access ito, private information. Ginagamit niya para pa-blackmail ng ibang tao dahil sa kanyang political agenda na totally unrelated sa kanyang trabaho. Tapos sa dulo, pag nakasuhan niya, na-argue na naman niya na, victim ako. Pero girl, yung mga nagkaka-victim, parang diba, alam na natin ang prerequisite na dapat maganda. Not so much, girl.
So, hindi masyadong maganda itong nang-aabuso ng kapangyarihan niya bilang BPO worker na may access sa mga confidential information.
Actually, mapagkakamalan mo siyang paa. Kaya lang, ang catch lang, girl, may isip mo na, ay, hindi siya paa. Kasi ang paa triangle, yung mukha niya paritokat.
So
brutal ko.
So ngayon, kakausapin mo ngayon yung Credit Corp Australia para maabisuhan sila sa ganyang ginagawa.
Abay, syempre, hindi po pwede. Kailangan protektahan ng BPO industry in line with the wishes, the aspirations, and the advocacy of aspiring senatorial re-electionist Bam Aquino. Sinusunod ko lang naman ang mga kagustuhan ni Bam.
Oy, sandali, aspiring senator lang ba siya? Di ba aspiring ano rin yan? Beauty queen.
Aspiring re-electionist.
Aspiring beauty queen.
Aspiring. Well, I wouldn't say that. Pero aspiring president, so...
Ano na tayo dito sa withdrawal method? Ano bang natin dito? Anong issue? Ikaw may issue ka, ikaw may dito eh.
Alam, si Badoy, joke hindi yun. Well, hindi natin pag-usapan yun. luto na yung issue.
The,
Ito.
the views of the other host doesn't necessarily reflect the views of the other host. Charot.
Those who, the hottest places in hell are reserved for those who, in times of moral crisis, maintain their neutrality. Moving on. So, as I said na, girl, kaya mo na, hindi na masyado mahalaga yung kumpara dito, mas bonghicious to. So, curious ako, girl, trabaho daw niya maglabas ng press release. Putang ina, parang isusulat yung press release na ito. Anyway, ito na.
Ano na nga? Ano nang chika?
Si Pangulong Duterte, kaninang tanghali, nag-announce through a press statement na mag-withdraw na daw ang Pilipinas sa International Criminal Court. So, ngayon ako, on one hand, sabi ko, sige, matagal naman na tayo pinagtitripan yan eh. Tapos kalokohan naman yung mga announcements. Parang, kung magta-trial ko, mag-trial na kayo, ba't kailangan ko pang i-announce na magkakaroon ng preliminary examination. Anyway, ang problema ko lang, meron akong mga misgivings. Kasi for one, kung pwede ba, kasi di ba nag-umpisa tong kantok na to dahil sa tanong ko na, kung pwede bang i-consider ni ICC prosecutor Fatou Bensouda na sign ito na unwilling, ng lack of willingness or lack of capability of local authorities to deal with these issues. Diba?
Well,
sabi mo,
oo, hindi. Kasi, yung point kasi kanina ni RJ, dun sa kanyang private post, is baka pwede na itong gamitin as a ground na hindi na applicable yung complementarity. Yung complementarity po kasi, kung unwilling or unable yung local, yung member country to prosecute, pwedeng pumasok doon yung ICC. Kaso, hindi naman po, di ba nag-withdraw ang Pilipinas? Yung nag-withdraw ang Pilipinas, it doesn't mean na unwilling or unable mag-prosecute locally ang Pilipinas. It's just not na ayaw nilang manghimasok ang ICC. I think si Spokes Rocky already said na bakit sila manghihimasok hindi naman unwilling or unable ang ating mga local courts to prosecute the crimes na inireklamo. And take note hindi lang si President Duterte yung nakareklamo doon nandun sa complaint. Maraming low-ranking officials na wala namang immunity. Bakit hindi sila sampahan ng kaso sa korte?
Ito yung question ko. On one hand, pwede tayo mag-theorize about, ano yung dapat, ano yung hindi. However, pag si Prosecutor Bensouda nag-file ng case, tapos nagkaroon pa rin ng investigation. Alam mo yun, parang umikseres yung parang gods of Padre Saura. You know what I mean? Kasi siya pa rin namang decide kung itutuloy niya yung case o hindi. So let's assume na magsa-start yung trial. Yung for some reason, ipinilit niya na i-indict si Duterte. Ano susunod?
Well, hindi kasi malinaw kung ano magiging effect nitong withdrawal. Kasi sa ICC statute, the withdrawal, parang 1 year magte-take effect. Tapos, ang sinabi, any prosecutions and proceedings na nangyari na before na mag-decide na mag-withdraw, ay hindi maapektuhan. Ngayon, di ba, ang inaano ng opposition yung nangyari sa Burundi. Yung sa Burundi kasi, nag-withdraw yung Burundi after makakuha na ng permission yung prosecutor ng authorization to investigate. So, natapos na yung preliminary examination, tapos ang authority to investigate, and then Burundi decided to withdraw. Sa Pilipinas kasi, preliminary examination pa lang. So, hindi malinaw. Wala kasing president Wala tayong pagsusundan. Kahit yung Burundi, sabi, di ba, magpapatuloy. Pero yun kasi, nasa investigation stage na. Ito kasi nasa preliminary examination So, hindi pa malinaw kung magte-take effect, kung maapektuhan ba ng withdrawal itong pag-usad ng kaso from preliminary examination to investigation. Pero that's the legal side of it, That's the legal aspect of the question. Pero ang pinakamalaking importante kasi itong question is yung political. The ICC is not just a legal institution, it's also a political institution.
Yes.
Diba?
Yun yung problema ko, yung political side. Tapos, pangalawa, medyo naging some sort of relief lang sa akin na si Senator Franklin Drilon hindi umepal this time. Ang sabi niya, inamin niya na hindi kailangan ng concurrence ng Senate para mag-abrogate ng treaty. Kasi nga daw, nagpadala daw siya, nag-submit siya ng bill some time ago. Tapos, basically doon ang nire-require na magpaalam muna sa Senado. Kailangan ng okay ng Senado bago matanggal ng treaty. Kaya lang, in-strike down daw ni Pacquiao na knockout. So, pero on the flip side, ang tanong, si Drilon lang yun. Paano kung paano ba tawag ng judicial review? Sa Supreme Court yan. Ngayon, feeling ko, i-uphold naman ng Supreme Court yung abrogation natin. Ang fear ko lang yung PR backlash. Kasi, yung sinabi ko kanina, nag-comment ako kay Crisette, sabi ko, girl, hindi ko alam if PRRD can survive it. If PRRD has the machinery. Sabi niya, sabi ko kasi, sabi ng mga nagko-comment, parang, kasi, kaya naman niya ng new media, chuba-chuba. Tapos ako parang, girl, hindi new media yung problema. Ang problema natin, international opinion, kasi nga wala tayong reach internationally. Diba? Don't get me started sa PCOO, hayaan mo na. Pero ang point, wala talaga tayong international PR, girl. So, paano kung mag-translate yan somehow into sanction?
Ako kasi, kung ako yung tatanungin, halimbawa tatanungin ko ni PRRD, anong gagawin natin dito? Nag-file na ng complaint ang Magdalo. Noon pa lang, I could have already advised Duterte na meron kasi pwede pang mechanism na pwedeng i-avail eh. And I think he could still avail that mechanism right now na nag-withdraw. Kasi halimbawa, sinabi ng ICC na walang effect yung withdrawal, magpapatuloy pa rin ang preliminary examination and itong si Bensouda can still apply for a permission to investigate. Halimbawa lang na gano'n, di ba? Halimbawa gano'n yung mangyari. Ano pa pwedeng gawin ni Duterte? For me, kasi, and I wrote this in my article before, yung Magdalos lawfare against Duterte, ito kasi mas gusto ko kasi itong method na to kasi this is ballsier. And doon mo malalaman kung sino yung mga bansang for you or against you. Ito yung, kasi meron sa ICC statute, yung tinatawag na article, hindi, hanapin ko lang yung article ha.
Sige to.
Yun yung, it's Article 16. Article 16 yun ng Rome Statute. Ano yung Article 16, mga kapitbahay? Yung Article 16 po kasi, pinapayagan na i-suspend o i-defer yung prosecution or any proceedings against a particular person kung meron itong abiso from the UN Security Council. Diba? Ngayon,
okay.
So pwede silang kahit umuusad yung kaso, pwede siyang i-defer for 1 year. Kasi importante kasi for me dito, matapos ni Duterte yung kanyang term. Yes, Mom? That's
So, ang tanong dito, girl, sa palagay mo, nagkaroon na ng prior understanding with China and Russia? Considering na Security Council yung dalawa na yun?
Well, I think so. I think I think they have already had that understanding given China's sudden defense of Duterte. Kasi it's
parang side yun no?
Yeah, kasi it's rarely that you can see China doing that, ha?
Hindi ko nakikita kasi generally, politically neutral ang China, basta business lang ang mga lola, mawala silang pakay sa iba. So it's very surprising that China would come into the defense of the Philippines.
And let me give you some comment about dun sa sinabi ng China. Kasi it's an indication that our diplomatic capital with China dramatically increased since the time of Aquino. Kasi China doesn't really do that, yung super magdi-defend ng ganyan ng world leader. I haven't, in I think in the past decade or so, I haven't heard China doing that. Na talagang standing up sa isang bansa. And take note ha, bansa pa na dinimanda sila at in-humiliate internationally.
Alam mo, feeling ko kaya ginagawa ito ng China. Well, una, I think they can see the sincerity in the effort. Pero yun kasi masyadong beauty queen yung answer. I think the more practical reason is it's very unlikely that they will get anyone as receptive as Duterte in the future. Kaya alam mo yun, parang, this is it, girl. Putang ina, pag nanalo si Bam Aquino sa 2022, back to zero na naman tayo mga friends. Parang gano'n yung expect.
And ano kasi, Duterte is the only leverage of the Philippines against China na China wouldn't be that aggressive in the South China Sea. So pareho lang, alam mo yon. You know, China wants Duterte to stay in power kasi if Duterte doesn't stay in power, you know, mapipilitan din silang mas maging aggressive. And if they become more aggressive, of course, it would escalate into something else at maapektuhan yung peace and order sa South China Sea. At sino ba naman yung unang-unang maapektuhan na ekonomiya? Eh di sila.
Question. So suppose, nag-withdraw tayo ngayon, it will not affect the case. Tapos, it will take about a year to fully withdraw from the ICC, di ba? Yung bang declaration niya na withdrawal, totoo na yon o nananakot lang?
Well, ako kasi, ang tanging impediment lang na nakikita ko, walang concurrence ng Senate. Ngayon, it was clarified by Attorney Trixie, by Drilon, by the Senate President, na hindi pala kailangan ng approval ng Senate para mag-withdraw sa isang treaty. This is something new to me, ha? Kasi in my understanding, it was implied na, kasi di ba sa Constitution natin, the Senate has the sole power, has the power to ratify treaties. So para sa akin, it implies that they have the power to unratify a treaty.
Pwede tayo mag-semantic nitpicking dyan. Ang ini-imagine ko ganito. For a treaty to be legally binding in a sovereign jurisdiction, there has to be a concurrence ng presidente, who's the chief architect of foreign policy, in the Senate. Di ba? So, kailangan ng concurrence para i-apply. Pero para i-abrogate, ibig sabihin, kailangan, tanggalin mo lang yung isa. You get what I mean?
I don't really know I don't really know the exact, how you should interpret it. Pero, sinabi na ng Senate President na hindi naman nila kailangang aprubahan. So, wala nang, hindi ko alam kung sinong party ang mag-a-appeal ng decision ni Duterte, di ba? Sino magko-contest? If the Senate
judicial review, parang gano'n.
O di ba?
Pipilit yan, girl. Pipilit, kahit sila na dilima, pipilit yan. Alam mo naman yung mga yan. Girl, ang hindi ko lang mag-get, bakit, pinaliwanag kasi ni Attorney Trixie kanina sa Karambola, yung issue ng ICC, yung pagpasok natin. Noong 2011 daw, tsaka natin ni-ratify yung ICC. Ang tanong lang, ba't pa ratify natin noong 2011? Ano yung what's in it for us? Yung pagkakasali sa ICC. Hindi ko makita kasi yung political game.
Ako, I don't know kung kasama ito, Kasi remember, during that time, we are negotiating free trade agreement, preferential trade agreements. GSP. Ano yun sa Europe?
Global General System of Preferences.
Baka kasi kasama dun yung ratification ng ICC.
So, ibig sabihin, pag nag-withdraw tayo sa ICC, baka batagdal tayo sa GSP?
Kung kasama yun, Kasi that's the only reason why I think they had to ratify the ICC Rome Statute. Kasi wala namang compelling reason. There's really no compelling reason for them to ratify it except yung may mga freebies kang makukuha, halimbawa sa European Union. Kasi, hindi ko pa nare-research but I will try to research mga kababayan kung yung sa GSP agreement natin with Europe, with EU, kasama yung ratification ng ICC, pero parang kasama nga yan.